I'ma make it rain, then I'ma make it back. You are just a lame lord with the police.
The 2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson and Kenny the Jet Smith. Tonight, we'll see the Denver Nuggets playing against the Chicago Bulls. Looking at the Bulls, they've really got it going, working on a 5-game winning streak. They'll try to push it to 6 straight with a victory tonight. Fellas, it seems like so much goes into being successful at the professional level. I want to ask a more general question. What was the key to your success as a player and as a champion?
You know what? Most people would say you would start at the top, but I'll start where it began. Wilmot Benjamin, Tom Donahue, coaches who've helped me at my AAU, early stages out, then going to the late, great Jack Curran in high school. Those were the ones. And honestly, there's no bigger than family. My brother.
And you've got it on 2K Sports for Wednesday night action in the NBA. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg and our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. We are in the Windy City, Chicago, United Center to be exact, home of the Bulls. And, of course, Joakim Noah. Even with him gone, they've shaken it off quickly and have really come together as a team.
And as shocked as people are that they would trade away a player of his caliber, Kevin, they didn't just let him go for nothing. They got a lot in return. I think it's a deal that's going to really help them down the road.
And that's the idea. You know, you want to build a foundation on which this team can continue to move upward. So certainly some fans unhappy to see him go, but fans will be patient, and they also continue to be fans.
Now let's take a look at the Nuggets opening lineup. Gallinari sits outside at 3 with Fareed at the 4. Mudiay out there with Harris. Jokic, no good. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the D.
Yeah, really left him no choice there, Greg. He had to foul and keep him from converting the easy bucket.
Denver shooting their initial free throws of the game right here.
Yeah, pretty good numbers on the season when you look at their free throw attempts, right around 78%.
One of the things they've done, guys, is taken pride in their free throw shooting this season, and rightfully so. You know, Kenneth Fareed was named to the NBA All-Rookie First Team 4 years ago. Took the league by storm with his energy and hustle. Looked like the sky was the limit for him, but every year since then, his numbers have looked very similar.
And here's Denver. This game coming after a loss against the Bucks.
Yeah, major problems at the charity stripe in that game. They just could not convert their free throw.
And that makes it hard to win, especially on the road. You get a chorus of about 20,000 yelling at you every time you put one off the rim. Well, that's got to wear on you.
Just a great job of attacking on the break.
Yeah, you know, exploding to the basket like that, Greg, just as soon as that ball was going the other way, that's exactly how you want to do it.
Now, here's Mudiay. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against the Bucks in Milwaukee.
A little ambitious on that possession, trying to hit a shot in the face of that defensive pressure.
Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Earlier, I spoke with Mike Malone. One player he doesn't want to overlook is Pau Gasol. He said Pau has that hook shot that is nearly impossible to guard, and that most of their defense on Pau will be centered around denying him the ball and forcing him to catch it away from the basket. We'll see if they can execute that plan, guys.
All right, Doris.
Really nice way to get your first bucket of the day.
For Chicago, they've gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Rose kicks to Ellis. Left side Rose. Back to Ellis. The 3. Some solid defense from Harris. The Nuggets have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Pass to Gallinari. Baseline try, and it's Gasol with the rebound. The Bulls leading by 3. Over in the corner, Rose. Outside Gasol. Good ball movement here by the Bulls. Good looking screen by Gasol. Ellis dishes to Dunlap. Ellis.
They really can't allow him too many open looks like that. I mean, that's just inviting trouble.
For a franchise that had so much success under his tenure, there was sure a lot of friction with Tom Thibodeau, and the Bulls front office surprised a lot of people, I know, including yourself.
Yeah, you know, it's not something that you see often, a winning coach at odds with his GM and president. With how often their differences came up, though, you knew something was afoot.
And so he hits the technical free throw.
And with Thibs, he did end up getting fired from the Bulls this past season. Some saw it coming, but still, I think surprising given the level of success he had. His imprint is all over this Bulls team in the way they approach the game. That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
Mudiay kicks to Gallinari. Pass to Mudiay. Here's Jokic. He's guarded by Ellis, and he dunks it down.
Tell you what, he's not an easy guy to stop when he's got his sight on the rim.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher.
Did he just go chop there with that one-hand tomahawk slam?
Mirotic gets the bucket.
And when you look at how Thibs got fired, I mean, there are a lot of reasons why a coach can be let go. I mean, he didn't have any performance issues, but apparently clashed in some form or fashion with the front office. Sometimes that's all it takes to be asked to go somewhere else.
And here's Gallinari following the three from Nikola Mirotic.
Well, the effort was there, but he just couldn't quite fight his way through traffic.
Here's Rose, and he takes the fantastic lead pass up strong for the slam.
With that reverse jam, the fans got... a little extra show there.
That one definitely had something, you're right, extra on it.
Man, I got to pick my jaw off the floor after that one, guys.
Chicago making some changes. Doug McDermott comes in for Mirotic, and it's E'Twaun Moore checking in for Rose. The Nuggets trail by 8. Mudiay pass to Chandler. McDermott with the steal. Fast break. Here comes Chicago. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. And a chance for just a second now to check out the scoring breakdown for the Bulls.
Well, I'll tell you what, they must have had a good shoot-around because they've been fantastic from long range so far, fellas.
And also another aspect of their game that's been super so far tonight is how they've been sharing the basketball.
The Nuggets missed the postseason again last year. Never really had a good look at it and just fell in back of the pack.
And it's the second straight year of not playing playoff basketball in Denver. This coming on the heels of 10 straight bursts between 04 and 13.
Here's Ellis following the basket by Emmanuel Mudiay. It's stolen by Mudiay. To the paint. Here's Laverne. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist. Laverne's got his first basket.
They are really doing a nice job establishing a presence inside early.
And watch, Clark, how the game plays out, because this is going to open things up on the perimeter.
Now here's Ellis. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against San Antonio.
And very little fight put up by the defense as he made his way to the bucket for the jam.
They did seem to take the cautious approach, Greg, when it came to defending that one. You're right.
And, guys, it's not the time for caution now. I mean, they've got to be aggressive and take some risk to see if they can cut that lead down.
The Bulls leading by 6. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. He dishes it to McDermott. Gibson with the screen on Chandler. and misses it off the right.
Thought that was going to be a gimme, but unable to convert.
Yeah, and a little self-talk, angry self-talk for himself after that miss.
And it's Laverne missing.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
The offense coming free and easy as we wrap up the first quarter. It's the Bulls. They're up by 6. All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Bulls?
You know, it's been a great display of team basketball here thus far.
5 guys, 5 fingers working as one. Just beautiful team basketball on display for these guys.
Dunleavy is out there with Portis. Then there's Derrick Rose. Then it's Pau Gasol. And it's Moore in at the 2 spot. That's the Bulls 5 as we get into the second quarter. Just 5 on the clock. It's stolen by Dunleavy. And it's Rose penetrating. Gallinari with the rebound. The Nuggets trail by 6. Pass to Nurkic. Barton dishes to Fareed. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
And, you know, guys, a high-energy post player like Kenneth Fareed excels at doing the dirty work. As a matter of fact, he's nicknamed the Manimal for good reason. Very few players in the league possess this combination of energy and aggressiveness.
That's good from Fareed. Talking about Fareed, a rebounder extraordinaire. His explosiveness, long arms, and huge hands help him compensate for his relative lack of size.
And he has that exceptional shot blocker instincts. I mean, the timing's there. He'll also steal the ball from you. The question now becomes, will he always be that role, effort, energy player, or will he develop eventually the offensive skills needed to see him reach the next level?
And it will go, and the Bulls' lead is cut down to just 4 points with a bucket from Harris.
And he found the perfect spot behind the arc there. Big gap in the D.
Rose kicks to Gasol. Takes it up with both hands and rips it down.
Taking it to the rack with power right there.
And hammering down with the two-handed slam.
Just piling on the lead with the dunk like that.
Martin passes to Nurkic. Misses from close range.
Boy, I tell you what, guys, he's an extremely strong finisher. I'm surprised he wasn't able to power that through the defense.
And that's going to increase the field goal percentage even more. They are a huge edge in that category.
And that's because they've been playing smart basketball. I mean, they've been very patient offensively, and their shot selection has been superb.
Rejected by Gasol. And now Moore pushing it up. No one back to stop him. Finished off the break. Moore's got the lead up to 10 now for Chicago.
And they continue to add to their lead. They might be ready to pull away.
No surprise from my end. I mean, they've been really good, and they're looking even better at this moment.
And really just trying to take the wind out of their sails here, I think. You know, they're on the wrong end of a run and need to just kind of exhale.
Yeah, sometimes you just need to stop the bleeding. Things were starting to spiral completely out of control. And I think a timeout was a no-brainer there.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will take it.
A temporary lapse of focus from him on that turnover. It's embarrassing, but on occasion it does happen.
And the first timeout of the game called for Chicago. Their last game, a win against San Antonio, looking to carry that into this one.
Nearly flawless offensively from start to finish there, and really just an impressive win.
Yeah, really balanced team. We saw a little bit of everything from them, and just about all of that everything we saw worked.
Rose kicks to Mirotic. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time. Rose has got 3 assists tonight. The Nuggets trail by 12.
And guys, a lot of problems for the Nuggets last year. Ended the season with a 30-52 record and really struggled even against the Eastern Conference.
Fareed dishes to Gallinari. He took good advantage of that screen.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of it.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg, and when that's the case, you can mark those up for him.
Gasol kicks to Mirotic. And it's going to be a 3-second call. Now let's go to the 2K leaderboard. These teams have been training everything they put up this month. Number 1, the Bulls.
And really, the basketball IQ has just evolved. Just the way they move the ball and share it. They always find good looks.
The Bulls making a switch here. Ellis is checked in. And a switch here also for Denver. Moutier is checked in. Ellis against Harris. It's hauled in by the Bulls. And for the Nuggets, struggling against the East, something they aren't used to doing. They usually feel on the wins when they take on that conference.
Yeah, typically that's the case, but the Nuggets won only 11 games against the East, tied for second lowest amongst Western Conference teams. That's the first losing record against the East for the Nuggets since 2004.
Now here's Moutier. He's covered by Rose. And it will go, and the Bulls' lead is cut down to 9 in the bucket for Moutier.
And that's good stuff from him. Nice touch.
Outside Rose. Outside Gasol. He kicks it to Mirotic. Here's Rose. Another one falls for Chicago.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
The last 5 trips they've had have ended with a great pass leading to a basket. They're really sharing the sugar.
And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Gasol. Taj Gibson's checked in for the Bulls. Doug McDermott comes in for Mike Dunleavy. And a switcher also, Fiddler's checked in for Fareed. 1:50 left to play here in the second quarter. And again, Denver no good.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
10 straight points off assists. That's very impressive, and it also makes the game easy and fun to watch.
Portis, he's checked in for Mirotic. Laverne, he's checked in for the Nuggets. Arthur comes in for Gallinari. Offensive rebound. Laverne. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face.
Really nice job to convert the putback opportunity there. I mean, he stayed with that play from start to finish. That's something we say about him a lot.
And Gibson, here we go.
Oh, wow.
Gibson's a beautiful jam.
Punches it down with pop.
Rubs it in. It looks like a little deeper with the hanging finish.
I tell you what, they're not backing off at all, are they?
Special thanks to Kia for that sweet Kia Slam Cam replay. Here's Moutier. No luck. Great D that time from Gibson. Here's Chicago. They're on a 17-7 run. And Rose wide open. He shoots. Good, and the assist goes to Ellis. 14 points for Derrick Rose.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense.
Kicks it to Harris. The pass to Moutier. The Nuggets moving the ball around. Chandler against Ellis. 4 on the shot clock. 16 feet away, and it's Denver scoring again.
Just the height separation on that mid-range jumper. Excellent job of taking advantage.
Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Back to Rose. Now the dish to Ellis. Plays it up and banks it in. Ellis has got 7 points.
You know, one aspect of their play today that's really been tight and far superior is their passing.
And that kind of flow can be elusive, but the great offenses have it, and that's just what they've shown here tonight.
To the middle. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Way to attack there and then create the contact.
Really as close as you can get to an and one right there. He almost had it.
Both teams will make substitutions.
At the line for the Bulls, 2 shots.
And McDermott drops them both. Moutier can't get it to go. So as we conclude the first half, so far fairly one-sided. Bulls lead by 19. And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Monte, you guys had very active hands out there, and your defense seemed really to drive your offense.
We know if we get defense to stop, we're going to lead the offense. So that's going to be our main focal point.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here, joined by Shaquille O'Neal. Derrick Rose taking care of business in this one. He had 14 points, 2 rebounds, and 4 assists. He put last game's performance behind him, doing some nice work in the opening period tonight. And Kenny, what did you think about what you saw from Chicago?
Well, how about their ball movement? That was a true definition of team basketball. All 5 guys moving, all guys rotating, everyone touching the ball, a bunch of assists, tons of easy baskets. It gives everyone on the floor confidence when you're playing like that.
And big fella, let's get your thoughts on the Nuggets.
They were brick city, and it was painful to watch. Weak shooting starts to get contagious, and they were struggling all over the place.
And that's going to do it for now, as the second half is almost ready to get started.
As we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started. A fantastic game from Derrick Rose in this one.
And he just went off in those first 2 quarters, guys. He's capable of doing that on a consistent basis as well. So we might see some changes from a defensive standpoint as they try to disrupt his rhythm in the second half.
You know, guys, I think you've got to make some sort of change. I mean, they can't let him continue to torch him up like he has been.
Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. Taking a look at the Nuggets. Gallinari sits outside at 3 with Faried at the 4. Harris is out there with Mudiay. Gallinari passes to Faried. Harris kicks to Mudiay. Faried a screen on Ellis. Now the feed to Gallinari. No good on the triple. It's incredible to think that Pau Gasol last year set a career high in points in a game for as long, Clark, as he's played. He had that 46-point game in January.
Yeah, that's 46 points for Pau to go with 18 rebounds. I mean, you rarely see a player of his age putting up a career high like that.
Last season, the Bulls were a tough matchup, solid margin of victory for them, and never looked overwhelmed, Clark.
Yeah, you know what? They're a team that's even-keeled, the type of team that can win anytime they take the floor. They have a system that works and good talent, actually excellent talent to make it special, and that combination is a winning one.
Now, here's Mudiay. He's covered closely. Baseline try. No good off the back of the rim.
You've got to give them a lot of credit for the job they've done on the backboard.
They've done a lot of things well today, but really it's about what they've done on the backboard that's at the top of that list. And he's been the catalyst all game long. Love how he's distributing the basketball.
No doubt about it, Greg. I mean, when the offense runs through him, it's really smooth.
And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. It's going to go on Nikola Mirotic.
And you talk about the Bulls being able to beat anybody in the league. They did. They did that last season. One of only 3 teams to register 1 win against every other team in the league back in 2015.
And, you know, getting back to that point about the Bulls beating every team in the league, only the Spurs and Warriors were the other teams to do that. Goes to show just how tough last year's Bulls squad was.
Tanking is something that all teams that are out of it tend to do. I hate that word, Clark, but it seems to be the one used by a lot. Nuggets didn't really try to hide it last season either.
Well, you know, it certainly looked that way. Right around March, they just started sitting key players for no real reason. They framed it as rest, but it didn't quite look that way.
Rose with the ball. Now defended by Mudiay. Mirotic's shot is off. The Nuggets have gone 0 of 3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second half. Here's Harris. Battles through traffic and lays it in. Harris has got 5 now.
And guys, for the Nuggets, it seemed to come out of the blue for their players. They all felt fresh, but the press release would say they needed rest. So obviously a bit of miscommunication there.
Ellis can't get it to go. The Nuggets trail by 21. And it's Harris off the drive. And that one's good. Harris has got his 3rd basket of the night right there. Chicago's gone 5 of 9 when they put up the free throw.
You know, back to the Nuggets and giving up a bit near the end of the season. Miscommunications like that can really bother a player. Still, it's a viable strategy. I don't know if it's viable, but It's a strategy that could pay dividends if executed the right way. The D with very little pressure on their perimeter shooters. 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been of the three-point variety.
And you need the defense to stop the bleeding.
And it's a defensive 3-second violation. The Nuggets have missed 2 free throws in the game, going 5 for 7. And the technical free throw is good.
Really was a slow start for Gallinari last season. Took him a while to get back to speed after missing all of the 2013-14 season with that torn ACL.
Taj Gibson's checked in for Chicago. E'Twaun Moore comes in for Derrick Rose. Nurkic checked in for Denver. Barton comes in for Gary Harris.
It's a +5 advantage for them in the rebounding category after that board.
Very steady with their work on the interior. Really a well-rounded effort overall.
Gallinari did get better and better over time. He improved. He started to get back to his former self near the end of the season.
Yeah, had that huge 47-point explosion towards the end of last season. And listen, he's still a young guy and hopefully can continue to build after his injury woes.
So for the Bulls, Portis, he's checked in for Gasol. And it's Doug McDermott in for Mirotic. And then for Denver, Laverne comes in for Kenneth Faried. And Wilson Chandler's subbed in for Gallinari. And that one's good, Ellis. The Nuggets trail by 21. Mudiay with the ball. He has 6. Screen by Nurkic. Fires the 3. No good. And it's Chicago the other way. The biggest lead of the game was 24 points. And going against Denver, their first meeting of the season.
And it was a matchup you thought they would have cruised through, but they actually dropped the game in this series last year.
Greg, it was 1-1 split from 2 teams on the opposite side of the standings. And, as we've said many times, anything can happen when you play out of conference.
Here's Chandler. Drops one in from the wing. We've got 1:23 left here in the third quarter. The drive by Ellis out to the right wing. Here's Moore. Yes, and it's Ellis picking up the assist. Ellis has got 5 assists tonight.
The shooting percentage continues to elevate here in the second half.
Well, as a group, they've been harmonic since the break. In sync. Good team basketball resulting in high-quality shots.
Mudiay. Here's Laverne. And he battles for the ball and gets the second chance bucket. Laverne's got 6.
You can see that they're not as aggressive from the three-point arc. They had far more attempts in the first half.
Shots good by Gibson.
Superb playmaking from Monte Ellis. That dish was right on time.
Mudiay dishes to Barton. He feeds it to Mudiay. That'll go on McDermott.
Doug McDermott. That's his first personal foul.
Darrell Arthur. He's checked in for Nurkic.
Darrell Arthur.
.34 seconds left in the third. Arthur, no good.
Even though he missed that three-point shot, I think the defense has to do a better job of challenging the shot.
Yeah, as a coach, you can really ill afford to have those types of opportunities presented against your defense.
And he gets it to go. And 11 points for Monte Ellis.
Monte Ellis getting it done. Wow.
Now here's Mudiay. D right on him. And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. Bulls out front, just dominating this one. Don't go anywhere. The final quarter is coming up next on 2K. And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. Chicago's gone 7 of 11 from deep tonight, using the three-pointer to their advantage. Pau Gasol is out there with Doug McDermott. Then there's Tony Snell. Then it's Brooks. And it's Holiday in at the shooting guard position. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. Pulls it up. Again, Chicago.
Well, I think he shot the ball well, guys, but I don't think he shot it enough. The The more shots he gets from here on out, the more they'll stretch out this lead.
Now, here is Gallinari. Augustine from outside, and the shot is good.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
McDermott, no one around him. It's good. The assist that time from Holiday. And that's 10 points for Doug McDermott.
Add another triple to their second half total.
They came out of the break just dropping bombs and just are not letting up at all.
He got right to the cup using that screen. Augustine's got 5 points now this quarter.
The screenplay worked ideally there, and I'm not talking about the screenplay you see in a movie theater. Gave him more than enough room to get that shot off.
Denver's gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory. About a minute and a half through the fourth quarter now. So here's Gallinari. 5 to shoot. Feeds it to Laverne. Chicago grabs the miss.
With the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be. Firmly in control of this game.
And no doubt about it, rebounding is an effort stat, folks. They've been more determined than their opponent thus far.
Out to the wing. Dishes to Augustine. They set the screen. Here's Arthur. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
Well, this is nothing new. There is some debate on how successful max contracts have been in the NBA. A lot of players have demanded max contract money but haven't lived up to the pay. And in my opinion, there are only about 15 guys worthy of max contracts in the league in any given year.
Well, we were talking about max contracts. There are arguments to their benefits. Commissioner Adam Silver said last year that he feels they help with parity. What do you think?
You know, for the most part, I do believe he's correct. I mean, they do help with parity. For guys like LeBron and Durant, let's face it, the big max contract can be a hindrance. They're probably considered to be worth far more than they're paid. But it's going to be something that is debated back and forth throughout the next negotiations for the CBA. And, you know, the NBA loves to experiment with different rules in different ways. The D-League last season used international rules for goaltending. And that small change makes a huge impact on the defensive end.
And Augustine kicks to Nurkic. Fourth quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. Now, here is Gallinari. He's tightly guarded, and he makes good on the layup. And for the international rules of goaltending, players are allowed to touch the ball after it hits the iron, even if it is over the cylinder.
I'm not sure if the NBA is going to adapt that rule, but I think it wouldn't be a big deal to adapt it because there aren't a lot of times that play happens in the game. I think it would be a small percentage of those plays over the course of the season.
Offensive rebound. The Bulls have gotten 4 of their 6 shots to fall so far here in the fourth. A pretty nice efficiency there. And he gets it to go.
Easy to see who's going to win that race.
Yeah, early offense is often easy offense. Excellent work that time.
Now Augustine. Pass to Arthur. Here's Gallinari. Shot is off. And it's Chicago the other way.
It's been a real difficult game for him offensively, and it's cost him.
And he gets the bucket. 11 points for Nikola Mirotic.
Boy, they are passing the ball very crisply right now.
They really are, and their last 3 buckets have come by way of an assist.
And he gets it to go.
And we always talk about making your teammate better. That assist was right on target.
Augustine against Brooks. Here's Gasol. And he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
You know, the defense, Greg, has really been outstanding passes. 4 straight field goals have been made off an assist.
Augustine passes to Arthur. And it's blocked by Mirotic. Oh, and a fast break for the Bulls. And Holiday throws it down.
And they've looked terrific in transition today. That's had a lot to do with their success.
Boy, it certainly has. I mean, they've done a really good job recognizing anytime they've had the numbers advantage, and then they've taken advantage. We've seen it time and time again here.
Here's the screen. Now, here is Gallinari. Guarded closely. And misses it off the right side of the rim. Bulls have gone 8 of 10 from the field here in the fourth quarter. Really getting it done.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Bulls.
You're right, Steve. It was a standout performance across the board. They were just, at times, Clark can see toying with it.
Yeah, like watching a cat play with the mouse, Kevin, quite honestly. They were able to do more or less, whatever they wanted to do.
And it'll advance their win total up to 12 on the season.
And so they win their first game against this squad. It's a 2-game season series, and they'll be going for the sweep the next time they face off.
Yeah, and Greg, when it is just a 2-game season series, the team winning game one has that slight mental edge going into the second meeting, knowing they've already solved their opponent one time and only have to do it one more time.
And you have to look back at this and see the huge game it was for Rose. A big part of their success was his ability to keep the ball moving, finding guys when they would flash open. And with that speed, once he took off, the D just had no chance of getting back.
Well, I think they did the right thing. I mean, just give up the 2 points and move forward. Hey, discretion is the better part of valor sometimes. Write that one down, game players. Discretion is the better part of valor.
Gasol drops 2. And here's Denver. And here's Augustine. There's the pick. And so it's going to be a 3-second violation out there on the defense. And he shows the focus there, nails the technical. Too long in the paint, and he's hit with a 3-second violation. And he shows the focus there, nails the technical. Here's Augustine. And so Chicago takes this one. And
the 2K Sports postgame show.
Many thanks, Kevin. So now we move on to our Jordan Player of the Game, Derrick Rose. Let's get your opinion, Shaq.
Just a sensational performance on a lot of levels, Ernie. Too many levels to talk about. Man, in some game, he's in the background. He doesn't get the...
And that'll do it for our broadcast tonight. Hope you